What's up, everyone? How are we all doing today? It's been a sizable amount of time since I've last made a Senate prediction or uploaded in general. And well, my last Senate prediction aged kinda, no, it aged very badly. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. So hopefully this one be a bit better. I think this is 3 weeks out from the election. Okay, 4 weeks, no one cares. Same thing. And yeah, this is my new updated Senate prediction for what 2024 is gonna look like. So hopefully I'm not that wrong. Okay, let's start with the safe states. These states will be over 15 points for either party. So for Democrats, I think their safe states will be Washington, California, Hawaii, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine. These are Democrats that caucus with, well, no, these are independents who caucus with the Democrats. So it's basically Democratic anyway. New York, I could see this margin get lower than 20, but I don't think it will be under 15. 2022, that was a really good year for Republicans. Yeah, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, only won by 14. And New York's pretty much the reason Republicans won the House because they flipped a good amount of seats and held on to a lot of seats. So I don't see that happening again just because, like, it could considering all the scandals that happened with Eric Adams, but I don't think we're gonna see 2022 margins. Republicans probably lose a few House seats, but yeah. I also want to add Minnesota. So Amy Klobuchar is running, and in 2018, she won by 24. Do I think she'll win by 24? No. Do I think she'll win by more than 15? Yes, that's why I'm marking it a safe. But like, yeah, guys. She's really popular in Minnesota, and it helps that Tim Walz will be on the ticket. Like he can probably get out the Minnesota vote, and it's just yeah, logic. Um, so those are all the Democratic say states. Only at 40 right now. Republicans just need like two states, and they can yeah. Okay, speaking of that, Republicans, I think their safe states will be in Utah, Wyoming, Tennessee, Indiana, and first flip of the night, West Virginia. So West Virginia, previously it was held by Joe Manchin. In the year where four Democratic senators went down, him and then John Tester are like they gained re-election. And even until like Joe Manchin in the state, really popular. He won by 24 in his first like actual election, and then 2010 in the Tea Party Revolution, he won by 11, 10, 11. But I think he's retiring, so that goes one seat for the Democrats in an already very unfavorable map. Because if you have to remember, in states that Donald Trump won in 2016, like Democrats have incumbents in five of them. And if we add Nevada, that becomes six. Actually, seven if you count seven if you include Montana. So yeah, not a really good map for Democrats. Speaking of Democrats, let's move on to their lean state, likely states, not lean states. I'm stupid. I'm a knucklehead, as Tim Walz would say. And I think these states will be Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Virginia, Maryland. Um, I'm gonna go. Wait, no, I don't think. Yeah, I was debating whether no. Okay, so for Nevada, if we go look at 2018, Jackie Rosen flipped the seat. She won by five, and you could give the argument that was a blue wave year. And like Republicans in 2012, they even won the seat in 2012. But if you take a look at the coalition that went behind Jackie Rosen, if this stupid thing will load, um, so she won Washoe County by about four, but then she won Clark County by 14, which is a lot if you think about it. 14 in Clark County basically gives you the election, even if you lose everything else. And if we take a look at the polls, we don't trust polls, but polls in Nevada are actually really they're unique in a sense because they underestimate Democrats. And even now, Jackie Rosen has a 9-point lead. So Republicans, I think they pulled out like money out of this race because it's basically a done deal. Like they will lose. If they win Nevada, that would probably be the upset of the entire Senate campaign. Like in an RCP, like okay, I didn't expect a 20-point margin. See if I can find any Nevada polls. Nevada. Okay, we can just okay, this is easy. Yeah, Democrats have a 8.5% lead in Nevada. It was higher, but now it's gone down. So yeah. And then Arizona. So I'm gonna be honest, everyone in this state hates Carrie Lake. Like them Republicans will give the argument. There isn't gonna be that much split ticketing. Yes, there will be. Like a Red Eagle Politics sponsored poll has Ruben Gallego up 13 points. So even if every undecided breaks for Lake, she still loses. It is embarrassing for her that she is in Arizona and the best poll she has so far, Donald Trump's pollster has Ruben Gallego up over 50% and her at 44%. Not the best news. And if we take a look at Kirsten Sinema, she okay, base it off her margin. She won Maricopa County. If you win Maricopa County, you are almost guaranteed the election in the state because it has a huge amount of people. It has. She won it by about five. And if we take a look at Joe Biden, he won Maricopa. Actually, we can look at Mark Kelly first. Mark Kelly won Maricopa County by a similar amount, and he won the state by five. And Carrie Lake's just really unpopular here. The only thing Gallego, like his problem is the border, which is what like Carrie Lake's drilling her campaign into. But yeah, no. New Mexico, not much to say. I can see it getting close if Trump can bring inroads with Hispanics. But I don't think the 24-point margin we saw in 2018 will repeat itself, especially since the seat in 2012 it's like five. So yeah. Virginia, I could be convinced to move this to safe, but Trump doing actually not doing that bad in Virginia. Um, 2018, it voted for Tim Kaine in a blue wave year by 16. But Hung Kao, I think he's a really good candidate. If we take a look, I can't stumble over I'm stumbling over my own words today. If we take a look at the 2022 House election, he won, he lost his race against Jennifer Wexton, but he only lost it by 7 in Nova, so he's a pretty strong candidate. Like the seat got a bit redder, but yeah, we can see the margin here. Yeah. Maryland, like you might be surprised at Maryland, but when it comes to Maryland, it's because former incumbent governor Larry Hogan ran, and he was actually leading for quite a while, but then like polls caught up to him, and now he's losing, but only about nine in Maryland, which and RCP has him losing by about seven. So I don't think he'll lose. I don't think he'll lose by this low. I think he'll be double digits, but I don't see him like losing by like the same margin Donald Trump would lose. Because if you have to remember, Larry Hogan, when he won his election, 2018, he won his race by 11 points. So yeah, I'm really hesitating for the rest about, but for now, I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, and I forgot North Dakota's safe. I'm stupid. Sorry, guys. Actually, some Democrats are saying we can get it, like they can get it close to likely, but I don't see it. All right, now for Republicans, likely states. I think both Nebraskas, Missouri, Mississippi, I think that's actually it. Nebraska's really weird right now because we see there Democrats are running an incumbent, well, not an incumbent, an independent. Sorry, guys, I can't speak words today. So yeah, so they're running in independent. So and Deb Fisher's she's actually doing really bad. Poll came out a while back that had Osborne winning by 5. And all these polls, like you could argue that they're Dan Osborne internals, but even then, Deb Fisher should not be losing in like Nebraska by this much. Like Ricketts, he won by 18, and this is kind of embarrassing for Republicans, if I'm being honest. They shouldn't be losing by this much. Nebraska. Let's look up Nebraska. Okay, just take my word for it, please. Missouri, Josh Hawley, he's not the most popular incumbent, and we've seen before that like a Missouri Senate race can get like really close. This is not the Senate race, this is the governor's race. Uh, Only won by 13 in 2022. 2018, this was a flip, but even then he only won by 6. Like you can argue it was an incumbent, and that incumbent did win by 16. But um yeah, this guy was really unpopular. So in the libertarian, I think will be double digits, maybe underperform Trump a little bit, but yeah. Mississippi, not much to say. It's Mississippi. So yeah, these now to get into crunch time, these states will be the most competitive. Republicans just need to flip. Republicans just need to win 3 of these states to win. Democrats need to win like all of them, pretty much, -1. If Kamala Harris wins, then yeah, because Republicans already flipped a seat in West Virginia. So anyway, that's enough of me. Let's talk about this. So for Democratic lean states, I think Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. I think they're gonna be close to likely, but I don't think they'll quite be likely yet. Because Michigan, this is an open race. Mike Rogers, he's actually a really good candidate. But Alyssa Slotkin, also a really good candidate in her House race. I believe it was a Trump district even. She won by like 5. And that's actually pretty impressive that she won by 5 in a Trump district. And even then, Republicans, they are losing kind of miserably. It's gotten better for them. It's gotten better for them. But we take a look at polls from polls. We see only Alyssa Slotkin, she's only winning by 3, but 3 is enough for it to be likely lean. So Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, same-ish story. It's a bit more. All these states are like 5-point margins. Baldwin, she's up by point like 4.9. And in RCP, she's up by that's not yeah, she's up by 3.5, and then McCormick's up by 3.4. So that's enough said, honestly. Like they are probably outperform Kamala, but probably won't be enough. So yeah. And all right, okay. For Republican lean states, Texas, I think we'll see Texas a similar margin as we did in 2018. So, which is actually really bad for Republicans. Because if we take a look at how Beto O'Rourke, I can't say his name, I'm sorry. Like, he won Tarrant County, but he underperformed Biden. He he actually did pretty good in the Rio Grande area, which is where Trump did really good in. I think if we see Ted Cruz narrow the margins a bit, but then he'll lose Tarrant County, I think, and then he'll probably lose more Republican, like trending away from Republican areas. And we took a look at Texas polls. Only Republicans are only up by 3, which is not good for them at all. So Florida, same story. We could see polls in Florida be really wrong and overestimate Democrats because Scott, like he's not doing well, but he's known for winning his elections by really narrow margins. Like in the governor's race, I believe it was 2014. Yeah, he only won by 1.1 in a red wave year. And this wasn't even a flip. So, and in the Senate race, this was, yeah, he won by about 0.1%. So, is it possible he loses? Yes. Do I think he'll lose? Not quite. So, this election is going to come down to Minnesota and Ohio. Not Minnesota, Montana. I'm going to start Montana, I think will be tilt R. And then Ohio, I think will be tilt blue. So that does give Republicans the Senate. And for Montana, I think for Montana, I think it's like Team Sheehy. He was up for like July, and then Republicans, like they've been doing a lot better in Montana. Yeah, I don't know what to. RCP has him up by 7. I don't think he'll win by 7. I think he'll be closer than people think it is. And then Ohio, Sherrod Brown, he's actually a really like he's a really strong incumbent. Polls, they've been getting a bit narrower, and if we take a look at RCP, come on, polls, come out. Yeah, like same margin. Moreno, he's not the strongest candidate, but I think the Trump ballot, because Sherrod Brown has never been on the ballot when Trump's on, and he's always gotten lucky that he's been elected in blue waves. Like 2018, 2012, he got really lucky in 2012 against a really bad candidate. 2000, 2006, actually. Oh, yeah. 2006 against the former governor, actually current governor of Ohio. So, um, anyway, that's my prediction. I think Republicans, they'll win the Senate. They'll flip West Virginia and Montana. Will Democrats hold on to Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada. And Republicans hold on to Texas, Florida. The end. Bye. Hopefully I get this right.